JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA. Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. This is the Spit Bucket Podcast.
It's your boy, Mr. LTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos, Uno Cuatro, Senor Dos, 14, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. D Boys Can't Touch Me. On my worst day, right here with my dog, my partner in crime, my brother from another, Mr. JJ Solomon. What's popping, my guy?
What's popping with you, my friend? Happy New Year's Eve.
Man, happy New Year's, bro. Happy holidays to everybody. You know, whatever you believe in. If you believe in this or you believe in that, I say happy holidays, you know.
I'm going to say Merry Christmas. I'm going to say Merry Christmas. It's our show. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, yeah.
Tell them what we got today, dog.
Bro, this is a exciting day for the Spit Bucket Podcast because this is our second annual Spit Bucket Podcast Golden Bucket Awards of 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, JJ Solomon, everybody from the 2142 across the pond, can we get a big old hand clap for that?
Let's play the hand clap. Let's do the play. There it is right there. Dog, yeah, man, it's exciting times. Hell of a year for boxing. 2022 was nice, and I think partly because that was the first inaugural year of the Spit Bucket. But 2023 was a beautiful, dog. And I put on Twitter the other day, look, when a year's been this loaded, your favorite fighter's not going to win every award.
Yeah.
It's not hating. Like
it's
there's
tough.
So many fights to choose from, so many nominees, so many people we could consider. But we drilled it down.
And this was tough. This was tough for us, JJ.
It was a lot harder than last year.
Yeah, last year we could, easily put it together. But this year was tough. And like you say, a lot of people, favorite fighters, are not going to win, these awards today. But like this was tough. We took it in very hard consideration. There was no bias.
No bias. Had to leave the bias away.
We just had to let the truth come to the power, and the power come to the truth.
It's that simple. Shout out to Al Money.
Al Money, Mr. 231. What's popping, my guy?
What's popping, my friend? Hey, we got Lukey. We got Lukey.
Lukey Boxing. What's popping, my guy?
He said, watch it live, and I put that on G Squad.
Hey, shout out to my boy G Squad, man. What's popping?
Well, listen, we've got 9 awards to hand out today, 9 golden buckets. And they really love these golden buckets. They really do. We're going to do Prospect of the Year, our He Got Next, Upset of the Year, KO of the Year, Trainer of the Year. This is a new category, Performance of the Year.
Yep.
Fight of the Year, Female Fighter of the Year, and, of course, we'll close it out with Fighter of the Year. Corey, if you're good with it, dog, we can go ahead and jump right into it.
Let's get it, man.
I'm kind of nervous handing out these awards, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. Our first award is going to be Prospect of the Year. I actually think Lukey might like this because he went out on a limb, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. The 2024 or 23 Golden Bucket Award winner for Prospect of the Year, none other than
Andy Cruz. Shout out to Andy Cruz, man. Hey, Jay, this guy came on the scene, and he showed he was who everybody thought he was. And that's why it was clear-cut, no debating that Andy Cruz truly deserved 2003 Prospect of the Year.
Sorry about that. I was on mute. No doubt about it, dog. Andy Cruz, Prospect of the Year, 2-0. Congratulations. Look, I know people are going to say 2-0. He's only got 2 fights. We're going to hear the what has he done. after his last fight, bro, I put on there, that is what you call passing the eyeball test.
Yep.
He's got the goods. He had about 155 amateur fights. He's one of the GOATs in amateurs, especially out of Cuba. He won 140 amateur fights. Dog, he's got the goods. And I'm okay. I'm okay with calling him the prospect of the year because just like Eddie Hearn's calling out all the big guys, he fought Keyshawn Davis 4 times in the amateurs. I know it's just the amateurs, but he beat Keyshawn 4 times in the amateurs. I just like what I see from him more than any of these other prospects at the moment, Corey.
Hey, Jay, I couldn't have said it no better. The one thing that stood out, what you said, the eyeball test. People got to understand the eyeball test is amazing, especially when you see a guy who's highly, highly touted like Andy Cruz was. And the things he did in 2023, it was just undeniable that this guy was our 2003 Prospect of the Year, Spit Bucket Golden Bucket Award, and it's well-deserved.
Lukey says that is right. Listen, I know we mentioned it being a difficult year. We're not going to list all of the nominees because we only have a little bit of time. You know what I mean? So I'll go ahead and say my honorable mention, and I'll go ahead and throw up his picture. Hey, matter of fact, let me throw these banners on here real quick just so we can remind folks where we're at and all that good stuff. But my honorable mention for Prospect of the Year, 11-0. Lightweight, dude's making a splash. Mine was Abdullah Mason. I really like what I see out of the kid thus far. 11-0, 9 knockouts. Again, we have to pick somebody. Abdullah's a young cat, I think 17, 18 years old. So he still has a bright future, but I really do like what I see out of Abdullah. Corey, I believe you brought up Amari Jones. Is that what we
absolutely. Amari Jones, man, 11-0, 10 knockouts. It's something magical going down. There's some magical going on down there with that Devin Haney camp. And this guy right here has showed that he is the absolute truth. I don't know if y'all know how I say truth, but that's TRUF. Everybody look out for Amari Jones. That was my honorable mention.
I like it. Matter of fact, Corey, I'm going to take these banners off so I'm not having to mess around with them the entire time. People know. Y'all can holler at us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. And then obviously our Cash App and Venmo down there if you guys want to contribute for the cause. But I'm gonna take that off. And let's go ahead and get the golden buckets going, dog. Our next award this is something that kind of from Corey's brain that we implemented last year. He Got Next award. And essentially it's the contender of the year. You go from prospect to contender, and we really don't talk too much about that transition. But essentially, it's that handoff where these guys are ready to fight for scraps. Our prospect of the year for 2023, Golden Bucket winner.
No, he got next.
He got next. Sorry, we're a little off this morning, dog. All right, he got next, and this is why I confuse it. He got next 2023. Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. This guy was the winner of our 2022 Prospect Golden Bucket Prospect of the Year. Look, he's had 4 fights this year, 2 quick knockouts. He's had 2 decisions. He's been in there with somebody with like Lydell Rhodes with plenty of experience. The guy is just making moves. The guy is knocking folks out. He's getting better and better. 21 years old, 16-0, 12 knockouts, number 5 in the WBA. He's lining up himself for a title shot this year, and we both feel that he will have that scrap. Parade. Let's talk about Kid Austin.
Yeah, what's so special about Kid Austin? Because last year in 2022, he was our Prospect of the Year. And what Kid Austin was able to deliver in 2003, it was no doubt that he got next award. See, it's something real special about this kid. And it's called hard work, dedication, and wanting to get better and better every day. He's in practice and that he get in the boxing ring, JJ. And what we seen out this guy in 2023, like I say, it's clear cut, no debating. However y'all got it. He one of them guys, but he's ours on the Spit Bucket. He got next.
I love it, dog. And bro, there's talent everywhere, right? There's talent everywhere. So you got to look at those little X factors that separate these guys. And for me, Kid Austin's work ethic and how coach, his pop, salute to Floyd Schofield. He doesn't, and this is a lot on Kid Austin too, just no outside distractions. We see him, coach runs most of his social media. He's not screwing around, arguing, getting into no damn trouble. His work ethic is second to none. So for that, man, we are excited because we know Kid Austin's time is up. The Golden Boy's moving him perfectly, and he should have his opportunity at that WBA strap this year. So congratulations to our 2023 He Got Next Golden Bucket Award. Corey, my honorable mention, and this is a big honorable mention, but I had to give mine to David Morrell, the Cuban monster, assassin, like whatever you guys want to call it. He's only 10-0, and you see him there lined up with Ronnie Shields. That's another X factor for David Morrell for me, is having, just like Kid Austin, having Ronnie Shields there in that corner. I think we're going to get to the point where the Benavidez, the Caleb Plants, obviously the Canelos, this guy might turn into the biggest avoided fighter in boxing. I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for him. Corey, we got
Filip Hrgović.
Yep.
That was my honorable mention. Like you say, JJ, it's all about the eyeball test. And when I look at Filip Hrgović and the way that dude performs inside that square circle from the north to the east to the south to the west, this guy is the real deal, JJ. And this guy right here is going to be competing for championships in 2024. When I tell everybody Filip Hrgović is the real deal, if you don't know about this guy, please do your research up on this guy and watch his fights. That guy, he don't play boxing. He come there to get you up out of there, and he has been successful at doing that since day one. And you can see the progression step by step by step by step. Every time this dude step in that square circle, JJ Solomon and everybody around the world, he gets better and better. That's why he was my honorable mention for 2023.
Well, salute to Flip for having a great year. Salute to David Morrell. And one more time, congratulations to Kid Austin. Listen, everybody we mentioned, Flip's in line for IBF. David Morrell has that WBA regular. Kid Austin has the WBA Intercontinental or something like that. So they all are tasting that taste of what it's like to be a champ. And I think that's going to drive them, man. Let's hit these comments up before we keep it going. Al Money says, shout out to Kid Austin and Pops. Lukey, when B-Hop showing love to a fighter, you know they have something, and give it up to Blockchain Beeman. Everyone, let's get these likes up. Facts.
Shout out to my boy Beeman, man. What's poppin'?
Yeah, I ain't talked to him in a minute, man. What's going on, sir? Let's get this moving right along, dog. Let's get it moving right along. Our next category, we have upset of the year. Again, a lot of fun stuff to talk about it, but let's just jump right into it. Our upset of the year for Golden Bucket for 2023. None other than Go ahead, Corey. Talk about the upset.
Joseph Parker.
You know that? Yeah, let's get it loud. I can't hear you coming in.
Yeah, this was easy right here. And the reason why this is because Deontay Wilder Joseph Parker got the 2023 upset of the year.
Wow, bro. And who saw that coming, you know? Like, every time Deontay Wilder gets in the ring, you say, all right, this person can win the fight if they avoid that shot. But that's the biggest if in the past 15 years in boxing, is if you can avoid Deontay Wilder's shot. Joseph Parker went in there, and he did it with relative ease. Like, he was never in real trouble, dog. So, look, Deontay Wilder's 38 years old. He's been very inactive. You can say what you want, but he got a late start to boxing. It's not like he's taking a ton of punishment. We do know that Fury fight took a lot of him, but he's got that X factor, and Joseph Parker went right through it. So salute to Parker for our Golden Bucket, 2023 Golden Bucket for upset of the year. That was huge night. Corey, I guess let me get to my honorary mentions. Very, very recent, Rafael Espinoza against Robeisy Ramirez. Robeisy Ramirez, you know, he had that first loss of his professional record on his first fight, but he came up and everybody thought he had arrived. Rafael Espinoza showed up, played spoiler, took that featherweight strap, and that was my backup for upset of the year. I know you had the
and my honorable mention was Zhilei Zhang versus Joe Joyce, the first fight. Joe Joyce went in there, JJ, the favorite. It wasn't even close how much everybody was picking Joe Joyce to beat Zhang. And when Zhang, like I say, came out there and did the unthinkable and beat Joe Joyce, that surprised everybody from the 214 to across the pond. So it couldn't be nobody else. Like that was my number one until Joseph Parker did what he did. But this was my honorable mention for 2024. Zhilei Zhang doing the unthinkable and beating Joe Joyce in April.
I love the pick too, dog. That was, Joe Joyce supposed to be the next big name and all that sort of deal. And Zhang just has his number and he's proven it twice. So Zhang, we thought Zhang was just kind of a sideshow, a hard-hitting guy who would take a big shot, but he's lining himself right there too, dude. So he's calling out the big names. He wants AJ. He wants all the big names. So good luck to Zhang. He's definitely earned it. He's put into work and he's put his name right in the mix. And then one more time, shout out to Joseph Parker for taking the 2023 Golden Bucket for upset of the year. Let's hit these comments real quick. Erica Rose says, honestly, I always rated Joseph Parker over Wilder. Type of guy Wilder avoided for his title run. Bookies had it as an upset. And that's the thing. A lot of people going into any Wilder fight, you say, hey, if this guy boxes, he could win the fight. I have most boxers ahead of Wilder in terms of just pure skill. But Wilder's got that finishing move. And that it could change the game in seconds. And hey, listen, salute to Wilder, bro. Yep. Like a lot of people are like, that dude came in, and in my opinion, he won boxing. He got in it for the money. He's never denied it. He wanted to take care of his family. So all these people with all the negative stuff, with the exception of the Mark Breland thing, salute to Deontay Wilder, man, because I think he got what he wanted out of the sport, and he's living it up. And I hope he goes and enjoys his retirement, dog.
Yeah, so salute to him. Yeah, but salute to him. Yeah, salute to him.
Salute to him for sure, dog. All right, man. Well, let's move this right along. We're gonna move this to knockout of the year. Hey, Corey, when we play this video, be sure you're speaking up louder, dog. Last time we couldn't hear you much coming in, and we know you got that boom in that voice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move it to knockout of the year. 2023 Spit Bucket Golden Bucket Award for knockout of the year goes to Rayo Valenzuela for his impressive knockout victory in the rematch, round 6. Rayo got the knockdown in the first round, but Colbert came back and he got the W. Controversial. Rayo came back in the rematch, bet $50,000 that he would stop him. And look at that pose, dog. That pose is a gangster pose, bro. Congratulations to Rayo Valenzuela for the Golden Bucket with his knockout over Chris Colbert, bro. What are your thoughts?
Oh, man, picture perfect. Just like that knockout and him bending down like in the 90s, taking that picture perfect, JJ. Like just the build up to it, the animosity around it, and to get a finish like that, like Rayo did, picture perfect.
Bro, I agree, dog. What was more gangster to you, dog? The prison pose from Rayo, or the last year's Golden Bucket, 2022, Caleb Plant doing the shovel for Darrell?
I think the picture pose from Rayo, because as much as Chris Colbert talk, as much as he talk, the way he talking, just think he above everybody, and I just think the way Rayo finished him and got down in that 90s pose. Oh, man.
Bro, and here's the thing. Colbert was still running his mouth after. Like Rayo was saying, the hell with it's all right. We don't need to do that $50,000 bet. And Colbert was still going. But I got a hot boxing opinion on Colbert. And I know I'm in the minority here. But I'm going to go and say something. I see something in Colbert. I really do. I think he needs to get the hell out of 135. I think he needs to drop some weight, get down to 130. But I think if Colbert has some belief issues, because you see it in the fights, it's like he has to talk himself into having confidence to realize he's in there. And then he'll get hit a big shot and it goes all the way. But if Colbert can get some confidence back in his mindset, the dude's got some skills, bro. And I think he needs to stay out of 135. He doesn't have the chin for 130. I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm not crazy about the guys outside the ring antics. I think inside the ring, he's got some potential to really, really turn his career around. So we'll see. But shout out to Rayo on that sweet, sweet revenge. Shout out for that beautiful knockout, the beautiful opportunity for that savage ass pose. Corey.
Well, hold on.
I
don't know about that. I think that knockout Rayo delivered scrambled all the eggs in his brains, JJ. I mean, I thought he had the potential, but it's hard to come back from knockouts like that. And if this dude moved up to 135, that must mean telling me he was having a hard time making 130. So, like I say, it's yet to be determined. We'll see. But I don't think so as of right now. That he's gonna be a guy who gonna be able to produce for the future. But I wish Chris Colbert the best though.
No, for sure, though. And I want to make it clear. I'm not like riding on Colbert. I know it's an unpopular opinion, and I know a lot of people aren't riding with him. I'm saying I see something there that he just needs to get his mind right. I don't know if he'll ever get it, but I think he's got the skill set. He just really needs to reevaluate how he acts, how he trains, how he prepares. But anyway, let's talk about these honorable benches, bro. I had Brian Mendoza and Sebastian Fundora. Brian La Bala Mendoza. I mean, he absolutely brought down the towering Inferno, dog. Brian Fundora was lining himself for a true title shot. He was the interim WBC champ, and Mendoza just ended it all. And that might have been the prettiest knockout of the year with how tall Fundora's ass is. It took him about 12 seconds to hit the ground. It reminded me of the old who was it? Sean Bradley, the Dallas Maverick. Anytime he'd take a foul, it would take a good 3 seconds for him to hit the floor, bro. And so shout out to Mendoza for having that moment, man. That dude's got a lot of grit, a lot of heart, and he brought it for Fundora.
Okay, JJ. Now what we know is I'm known for blundering names, but I know his first name is Ja
Opetaia.
JJ, and the knockout that he delivered on Ellis Zorro. Oh my God.
Another
JJ,
recent one.
When I tell everybody to look out for Ja Opetaia, when I tell y'all that he will be on the pound for pound list next year, people will be looking at this dude like after this next year is over with, people be looking at this dude like he is one of them hymns or not the him in boxing. Only thing that could be holding him back is him being a cruiserweight, JJ, because we know the cruiserweight division don't really get that much attention. But his skill set and everything he brings to the table, when I tell you this guy is a problem, JJ, he is a problem. And that was my honorable mention for 2000.
Oh, it's a hell of an honorable. That was a decisive knockout, statement-making knockout. The ring cruiserweight champ, dog. I know cruiser is one of those weird weights that's been historically in boxing for several decades now. But no, man, that was a hell of an honorable mention. Like I said, shout out to Opetaia. Shout out to Brian Mendoza for 2 killer knockouts. But salute, congratulations to Jose Rayo Valenzuela for getting that sweet revenge and that beautiful knockout and that beautiful pose. 2023 Golden Bucket winner for knockout of the year. Let's hit these comments for sure. Al Money said Rayo for sure. Erica, sweet revenge. Motorsport Sports. Colbert is trash and he lost the first fight.
Again, I agree.
Clear. I'm going out on the and I see something there. If I was like a fixer-upper, a boxing real estate investor flipper, I would put money on Colbert. I know I'd be taking the risk. The guys got issues. Al Money says Mendoza was crazy, JJ. Colbert hasn't done anything impressive in the ring. Yeah, I'm with you. I get it. Lukey says I want Colbert and Gabe Flores take 2024 at 130.
I like that. I like that.
And they both got something to prove. So yeah. All right, man. Let's move it right along. That was the case. What you laughing at, dog?
Boy, they attacked you on that Chris Colbert.
It did. I knew I was gonna get attacked. Colbert made it, and I just see something, bro. Like the guy is scared. He needs to get rid of that fear. He fights with fear. So let's keep it moving. Before I get fucking roasted out of here. All right, guys. 2023 Golden Bucket Trainer of the Year. Ray, you ready to just go ahead and announce it?
Oh, man, without a doubt.
This one was tough, but let's go ahead and throw it up there.
2023 Trainer of the Year, Brian Bomac McIntyre. Man, what he did and how he had Terrence Crawford put on that religious ass whipping to Earl Spinks. It was simply amazing. And that was the unthinkable that nobody from the 214 to across the pond seen. And also, how this guy came in Chris Eubanks Jr. corner after Chris Eubanks Jr. got knocked out by Liam Smith. And he resurrected that dude, right? And the other fighters he have, bro, Bomac has not been getting clout for a long time. But what he did in 2023, JJ, is simply undeniable.
And it's hard to argue that, dog. Like, you know, you think Bomac, you think just the one fight with Bud, but you got to see what he did with, like you said, Chris Eubank. In just 4 or 5 months, completely turned that fight around and had Chris Eubank fighting completely different. And then obviously his work with Keyshawn. Keyshawn's kind of had a subpar year, but he's still getting these W's. But how can we ignore the Terrence Crawford fight? And the little things, dog. Like the little things. He had that 2-week pre-camp when Bud went over to Vegas before they started their camp. The little things. And he had Bud lined up perfectly for that fight. Let's not forget to mention, he spent some time in prison over in the UK.
Oh, man.
Like Bomac, you put in the work. You put in the sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. And for that, we salute you. 2023 Golden Bucket Trainer of the Year. So congratulations to that, man.
Well deserved.
You got any follow-up before we talk about our honorable mention?
No, I just think it's well deserved for Bomac. You know, it's not his fault. You know, it's just that, you know, he didn't have, you know, the other armory, you know, as other trainers did, had other fighters. And what I mean when I say armory, you know, who actually made statements, or a guy who got beat like Chris Eubanks, and Bomac was able to turn him in a complete 360, and then him come stop the guy quicker than a guy stopped him. And what he did with Terrence Crawford and what he been doing with Terrence Crawford for years, bro. And I think the dude Steve Nelson at their training camp, you know, it's nobody's fault. You know, it was a long time coming, and his time has come. And it's great for us here on the Spit Bucket Podcast, you know, to make it my 2023 Trainer of the Year.
It did feel good, man. It did feel good. It's been a long time coming. He's put in the work, and Bomac is a good man, dude. A good guy, doing a lot of work for the youngsters out in Omaha. So salute to Bomac. It felt good to hand that award to him after this crazy ass up and down year he had, and I mean outside the ring with obviously the jail stay he had. but salute. Now look, man, I'm gonna do my my honorable mention. This guy doesn't get a lot of love. He's not American, just like his son doesn't get a lot of love. But I'm gonna throw mine as Shingo anyway, dude. Shingo is obviously doing big stuff with his sons. Don't forget Takuma. I might be saying that wrong. The guy over on the right, he's got himself a WBA strap too, and he's moving them along nicely. So what made the difference for me though is he's been working with his sons probably their whole lives. You know what I mean? And for Bomac to come in, I know he's been working for Bud for a long time but for what he did with Chris in such a short amount of time, that was kind of the difference maker for me. Yeah, anyway, he's got his 2 boys and Jesus. And now, the monster anyway is doing amazing things. But that's why Shingo anyway was my honorable mention. Cray.
Yeah, my honorable mention was Bill Haney, man. Man, what he did with Devin Haney, man, and the long road they came on, man, for him to take this guy to undisputed, going to another country, then going to defend in another country, then fighting Lomachenko, then coming in here and beating Regis Prograis the way he did, JJ. Like, this was hard for me not to make this guy the Trainer of the Year. Like what Devin Haney have did, you know, what Amari Jones is doing, right? And the camp and everything they got set out, Bill Haney is extraordinary, right? But, you know, it just had to be second place this year because Bomac was undeniable. But what Bill Haney is doing, it was tough.
No doubt, dog. Yeah, and you can even we didn't hand out a manager of the year just because there's not that many. But Bill Haney, for me, that would be him. How he's moving Devin along, how he's prepping Devin. Like I've said it a million times, Devin's fight with Loma. However you scored that, that was his most impressive fight, even more than the Regis, because we saw new elements to his game with that body work, and then obviously the Regis thing, man, that was an ass whooping. He has him prepared. And for me, that's a hell of a salute. So shout out to Bill Haney. Shout out to Shingo anyway. But shout out to Brian Bomac McIntyre for being the winner of the 2023 Golden Bucket Award for Trainer of the Year. Let's hit some comments real quick. See how this is looking. What we got? What we got? I don't see any. The Bud and Bomac. Lukey said the Bud and Bomac take Derrick James and Errol out of the Hall of Fame. Wow, damn, Derrick James was just 12 months ago. We were handing Derrick James the Golden Bucket for Coach of the Year. Shout out to Bomac and the crew from Al Money. Lukey says Sean George too. That's a good point. And I have to throw this up here. Blockchain Beeman. Alan Greer says JJ Solomon is the best center in the history of Duncanville High School football. You heard it here first. Hey, shout out.
Right? State champions, Duncanville, right?
Who's that?
It's state champions, right?
Oh, yeah, the state championship Duncanville champions. Duncanville Panthers. All right, man, let's move it right along. We're getting to the juicy categories. We're getting to fight of the year, dog. Yeah, we did trainer of the year. No, what do you want to do? Performance of the year or fight of the year first? Let's do fight of the year first.
Yeah.
Fight of the year goes to, don't forget to unmute yourself.
Go ahead, do it, Jay.
Can't go, man. This was an all-out war. I know we saw this on the boxing calendar, and it said, "Hey, this has the potential to give us some fireworks," and it did. It was 12 rounds of hell, dog. Like Munguia needed that 12th round knockdown that we're about to show up on the screen. That body shot that did it. It was a unanimous decision, but 115-112, and then 2 114-113 cards. So shout out to Jaime Munguia for securing that W. He needed to get it in that 12th round because he was behind on the cards. He got the drop down. He got the knockdown. But Corey, listen, when I think of fighter of the year, it's not always my favorite category because for the boxing purists, you don't see a lot of defense and technicality. For me, boxing, the fight of the year is what fight would you show up and show to a newcomer in boxing? What fight would you show to get them hooked? And out of all the great fights this year, for me and for you, and that's what we discussed, was the Munguia-Derevyanchenko fight. So salute to those gentlemen for putting out a war. Corey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it no better, Jay. That was an all-out war right there. And, whichever, anybody look at the other fights of the year, it's, like you said, this was just the one that stood out. And I couldn't have said it no better than what you said.
And I'll throw in a couple interesting fun facts on this fight. Munguia's people, Golden Boy and them, wanted this fight to be a 10-rounder. Sergey's the one to push it to be a 12-rounder. If Munguia would have got his way, he'd have lost that fight with those scorecards, bro. So just kind of interesting turn of events the way it unfolded. But anyway, that's our winner for 2023 fight of the year. That damn thing was a war. I highly encourage you to go back and watch it. I'm sure a lot of people just overlooked it. But, hey, Munguia set himself up for a fight against John Ryder. Who knows what 2024 can hold for him? I know he's been in the discussion for Canelo, but fights like that will definitely earn it for you. So salute to these guys. Corey, let's talk about our honorable mentions. You want to go first? You want me to go up?
Oh, I'll go. What's my let's go to it.
You had you had the Haney Loma.
My honorable mention was like we talked about this while ago. Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. Like JJ Solomon said, man. The elements of that fight, it was like a chess match. And the 100%. Things that we seen out of Lomachenko, the things that we seen out of Devin Haney, it was just magical in that ring that left you speechless and loving the sport of boxing to come see two high-profile fighters like that put on an extraordinary show from round 1 to round 12. back and forth. Some people had Loma winning. Some people had Devin Haney winning. Eventually, the judges picked Devin Haney, but the public opinion, it was split, JJ.
Yeah.
And that's how you know. That's one of them ones. And that's why that was my honorable mention for Fight of the Year.
I love it, dog. And listen, Haney Loma for me was probably my favorite fight of the year. Again, when I'm judging for fight of the year, I look at different things, the bloodbath, the knockdown, all that sort of stuff. But for me, my favorite fight of the year was Haney Loma because we saw adjustments. We saw, like you said, the chess match that we all expected. And that fight lived up to the hype. However you scored it, I'll be honest, when the first time I watched that fight, I had it 115-113 for Loma. Went back and watched it. I scored it a draw. I'm not going to be one of those people that called it a robbery. You're silly if you call that fight a robbery. It's not a robbery. That was a hell of a fight that could have gone either way. Haney got the decision, and you see what he's doing with his career. But shout out to Haney Lomachenko. That fight was beautiful. So I salute your pick for your honorable mention. Mine was a little bit more of a low-profile fight. Mine was the O'Shaquie Foster-Eduardo Hernandez fight. Hell of a fight. We don't vote for round of the year again because that would take forever to go through these. But arguably that round 11 in this fight could be the round of the year. Look, dog, O'Shaquie Foster was down in Mexico, and he was about to get robbed. I don't like using that robbery word too much. But one judge going into that 12th round had it 11 rounds to 0 for Hernandez. And O'Shaquie shocked the world, shocked the Mexican fan base there, and got that 12th round knockout. I love what Shock did. And, bro, Shock is slow to getting in them discussions. He's been flying under the radar, but we're seeing the guy make some moves. He's already defended his strap in enemy territory. So that was a hell of a scrap, a lot of back and forth. For me, that was my honorable mention. But shout out to Shockey, shout out to Hernandez, Haney Loma. But congratulations to Jaime Munguia and Sergey Derevchenko for taking the 2023 Golden Bucket Fight of the Year. Any follow-up you want to do before we hit these comments?
Oh, no, hit the comments.
All right, no, Al Money, all these picks are really tough. Just go show how good the year was. Absolutely, dog. 2023 was a beautiful year of boxing. Hey, shout out to Mosquito Spray.
Shout out to Mosquito Spray, my guy.
Appreciate you tuning in,
Eddie
sir.
Atlas in the building.
Let me cross that off the list. Now let's take it to the ladies. We are going to go straight to female.
Can we take a quick commercial break real quick, sir?
I'm good with it. If you want to
take a commercial break real quick.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Shout out to our sponsors.
All right, listen up, guys. We're calling all Little League coaches. We're calling all middle school coaches. Calling all high school coaches. We're calling out all those team mamas. If you need team uniforms, if you need jerseys, accessories, whatever gear you're looking for the team, please check out our friends over at Elite Sportswear. These guys do it all, and they do it great. So if you're needing a brand new look for the younger athletes, for the teams, do me a favor, trust us with Elite Sportswear. These guys do all of our gear here at Spit Bucket Podcast, hats, shirts, hoodies. We could not be more pleased with them. So check them out over at thebetteruniform.com. You can find them on Facebook at The Better Uniform or on Instagram, Elite Sportswear 17. That's Elite Sportswear 17 on Instagram. Again, if you want your team looking super fly on game days, do yourself a favor, do the squad a favor. Call Roderick and the team over to Elite Sportswear ASAP. Let them know the Spit Bucket Podcast sent you.
Shout out to Roderick and the team over at Elite Sportswear. Y'all check them out at thebetteruniform.com. Promise you guys will not be disappointed. The dude will do some custom work for your favorite schools. So check them out. Like I said, they do all our work here. Oh, I'm not wearing the right hat. My apologies. But yeah, shout out to Elite Sportswear. All right, man, let's move this right along. We're going to take this to the ladies, and we're going to do the Female Fighter of the Year. Our 2023 Female Fighter of the Year goes to none other than
Amanda Seriano.
Give it up.
Like she did this year, first woman. I think she was the first woman to compete in a 12-round fight. And see her consistency in 2023, the performances that she put on. Like I say, JJ, when we made this, it was just undeniable. It was a Serrano, man.
Oh, I agree, dog. Like Amanda Serrano is inside the ring and outside the ring. Like she's dominating the people they put in front of her. She's pushing the envelope. And for that, she wins our golden bucket for 2024 Female Fighter of the Year. She was in there for 2023. She was in the mix last year. Katie Taylor edged her out. Well, that was a hell of a fight. But let's just talk real quick. Pushing them 12 rounds, 3-minute fights. I've came out and explained why I'm not crazy about it. But regardless of what the naysayers say, she is doing big things for women's boxing while she's still dominating in there, dog. So shout out to Amanda Serrano. Shout out for all the opportunities she's given to these younger girls coming up. They're making big splashes, and congratulations on winning the Fighter of the Year award. Corey, let's hit our honorable mentions. You want to go first?
Yeah, my honorable mention for 2023 was Katie Taylor. Her losing to Chantel
Cruz.
Cruz this year, that was shocking from everybody, from where you at in the States to across the pond, right? But what Katie Taylor did, Jose Jr., she came back and showed she was who we thought she was. She came back and showed the fighter in her. I tell everybody this, and I make this my story, clear cut. Like it's hard to become a champion. We know that, but you can become a champion if you got the it factor. It's even harder to regain that championship because that's when you show who you really is, JJ, because everybody don't understand. You're not going to go undefeated in boxing. Boxing is made up of wins and losses. And what Katie Taylor did after that defeat in front of her hometown, JJ, to suck that all up, come back, and like you said about Chris Colbert, this one thing Katie Taylor never forgot. She always had the belief in herself. And for her to come back and put on a performance like that, man, it was just,
Yeah, it's hard to agree. And Katie Taylor was also like an honorable mention for me too. Like I would have, again, it's tough to pick these winners. Somebody got to win. My honorable mention though, Natasha Jones, dog, over the UK. We don't hear a lot from her, especially stateside here in America. But 14-2, she's only fought once in 2023. But what's most impressive for her, for me, is just how she's done it from 130 all the way to 154. This year, she won a 147 belt. So just like some of these other ladies like Carissa, where they're going up and down and taking these belts, Natasha is doing the same thing, Natasha Jonas. And so she was my honorable mention. But unfortunately, like you said, clear cut, no debating. Amanda Serrano is the 2023 Fighter of the Year, Female Fighter of the Year. So salute to her. Salute to Natasha Jonas, and salute to Katie Taylor, having a wonderful year. And dog, 2024, let's just keep pushing that women's boxing along because it's doing big, big things. So salute to the ladies. Any follow-up on that, Corey, before we move it on?
No, let's go.
All right, guys. This is time for the Performance of the Year. Obviously, a lot of people probably know what we're going to do with this. But we added a new award this year for Performance of the Year. And let's go ahead and talk about it.
2023 Golden Bucket Performance of the Year goes to no one other than the Nightmare, Terrence Bud Crawford. Man, what he did to Earl the True Smith in that word circle was remarkable. I've never seen a guy that highly ranked get beat up as bad as Terrence Crawford beat up Earl Spence. I never seen that guy as high ranked as Earl Spence is to get washed like that in a fight and completely have no answers, Jose Jr., for Terrence Crawford. JJ, this was clear cut, no debating, right?
No.
Because this is a guy in Terrence Bud Crawford who's been waiting a long time to have his moment, JJ. And when this guy had his moment, what did he do? He showed up and showed out.
Oh, my goodness. Like, how can let's talk about why we brought it Performance of the Year, right? Bud only fought once, okay? So it's hard to give somebody Fighter of the Year when you have a whole 365 days to make movement. There's loaded divisions, 147 and 154. So whatever you say, but goodness, clear cut, no debating. I have Bud winning. I picked a 10th round knockout, but nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Bud arguably didn't lose a round. You could give maybe that first round to Errol if you're being nice. But what a performance. He shut up the haters, including this guy right here. Shut the haters up. He marked his spot as one of the greats of our generation. And, dude, I know he's getting up there in age, but if he locks down a couple of more performances like that, he could go down as one of the best in history. I've already crowned him as one of the greats in history, but salute for that performance, salute for that event, salute for, geez, dog, just doing everything he said he was going to do. So
it made it look easy, JJ.
Made it look super easy. He made it look super easy, man. We could go on and on about that performance. There's nothing much that we haven't said, but dog, like, if that rematch is happening, it looks like we might be getting some whispers of that rematch happening. Look, I hope the best for Errol. I just don't see that fight looking any different, dog. What's Errol gonna learn? Like
Errol better think about this real tough, right? Because JJ, look, this is one of them fights like that. This is why this was the performance of the year, right? Because this is the fight where you solidify yourself for the generation. This was one of them ones that everybody was talking about was going to be the one where we thought it was going to be, you know, one of them fights that was going to go down to the wire, JJ. Now, when you talk about confidence, right? When you talked about Chris Colbert, got to get his confidence back. The way Terrence Crawford put that religious ass whipping on Errol Spence, JJ. I don't know if Errol Spence going to have any confidence coming back into this rematch against Terrence Crawford. That's how great that performance was. JJ, you talking about something that could shatter you. The way Terrence Crawford went in there in that squared circle and beat that man up from pillar to post, that could shatter your confidence, JJ. That's why I'm not too happy about Errol going into this rematch. And if I'm his family, his handlers, I'll be thinking the same way. Hey, you win some, you lose some, you live to fight another day. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, hey, this guy's the better man. I don't think it's necessarily right for me in my career to go in here to try to take this rematch soon, especially how one-sided it was. You know, I got to pick myself up, you know.
No, man, I agree with that, dog. And just like a couple of things, like, going into this potential rematch, Bud obviously has the mental edge now. But like one thing we always talked about with Bud is his toolbox. Dog, Bud didn't have to use shit. He beat him with basic stuff. Like he hasn't even dug into his toolbox. He didn't even switch his style from orthodox to conventional. He just kept it simple, stuck with the game plan. So with that being said, he hadn't even reached into his toolbox. What's that rematch going to look like? Look. Like we always talk about this being the theater of unexpected. We could be coming a year from now talking about Errol Spence being the comeback fighter of the year and all that good stuff. That's what we love about the sport. Right now, I don't see it though, dog. So salute to Bud Crawford for taking the first ever performance of the year golden bucket for the Spit Bucket. Let's talk a little bit about our honorable mentions. I'll go first. How can you not discuss this with performance of the year? Teofimo Lopez at 140 against what was the boogeyman for a long time in Josh Taylor. Dog, Teofimo made it look easy. He came out here with, you know, it's a tale of two Teofimo Lopez's for me, dog. And that's why I have trouble throwing him on pound for pound list or fighter of the year, anything like that, because we've seen when he ain't in the game, like the fight against Sandor Martin and obviously the Kambosos fight, he's a completely different fighter. But when he's on, I don't know if you can really – I mean, he's one of the best in the world. So that performance against Josh Taylor, he shut a lot of people up, including me. I didn't think Teofimo Lopez was mentally fit to fight at that level again. He shut me up. He shut the haters up. And that was a hell of a performance for this year. And good luck to Teofimo Lopez with a lot of opportunities next year.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Jay, like you said, bro, it could be devastating, you know, to lose against a guy like George Kambosos. Come back against Sandor Martin. Ask your trainers in the corner, do I still got it? Do I still got it? Like, that could be devastating to your confidence. And for this guy to be able to lock in, you know, eliminate all that, you know, negative thoughts from his brain, to come in there and put on a performance like that against Josh Taylor and become the reigning champion, WBO champion of the world, super impressive. So that was a great honorable mention.
Yeah, he's the lineal champ, and dog, you got Haney, you got Garcia. Like 140 is loaded, and we can make a lot of super fights there. Let's talk a little bit about your honorable mention for performance of the year.
Oh man, well, this must be a Devin Haney, Team Haney show today for me. Because look, listen, JJ, you know I had this a 50-50 fight. Because one thing after that Terrence Crawford fight, it made me come to do is respect, you know,
Mhm.
who the guys is. And I always respect fighters, but I think I used to take too deep in on the resume. It's not all about the resume. And that's one thing I had to learn. So that's why I was 50-50 on this fight, right? But oh my. You tried to give me the warning before the storm, JJ. You told me, Les, and on the Boxing Voice and everybody from the 214 to across the pot. I think you was the first one who said that Devin Haney was going to go in here and simply outclass the hell out of Regis Rougarou Prograis, JJ. I'm telling you this right here, JJ. If Terrence Crawford wouldn't have stopped Earl Spence, this fight right here would have been close up there with the Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence fight, because Terrence Crawford got that stoppage. This is the reason why, you know, in my opinion, you know, that this fight didn't make it. But what Devin Haney did, JJ, did you even expect him to come out and just put on a masterclass performance, stay right there in the pocket, and JJ, not even that, show that he was the stronger fighter? That was what's amazing to me.
No doubt about it, dog. Now, obviously, I made that prediction. I said Haney was going to run away with this. I said it's going to be 12 rounds to none on the Boxing Boys. I said it's going to be unanimous. It's one thing to predict that in a fighter, and it's a whole nother thing to execute it. Like, I saw Haney and his skill set and his potential and all of that. But to actually go out there and execute it on that stage, when the guy standing across from you is preparing for the fight of his life too, that says a whole lot about Devin, says a whole lot about Bill, says a whole lot about Devin's mindset. It's one thing to say I'm way better than you and I've got way more experience and I'm going to kick your ass for 12 rounds. But to execute it, bro, against a scrappy fighter like Regis, and I know it's real easy for me to make that prediction and then to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to give Devin no credit for that because I predicted it was going to be an ass whooping. No, he executed what he could do. How many times do we see fighters go in and just lay an egg? It's supposed to be a big fight, a big ass whooping, and you lay an egg. In all sports, you know, we see it all damn time with our boys. They go out there expecting a big game because you've been playing well, and then you lay an egg. So to have the mental fortitude and the capacity and the mental strength and discipline to go out there and not overlook your opponent. Salute to Devin Haney on an amazing performance. Salute to Regis for putting his name out there. Salute to Teofimo Lopez on an amazing performance. But salute to Terrence Crawford for taking home the 2023 Golden Bucket for performance of the year, man.
Real quick, bro. Like, I know I was one of Terrence Crawford's biggest adversaries, you know.
You sure were. I know. I'm glad you did the Bomac award.
As the years went on, JJ. But one thing that I will not ever be in my life is a sore loser. And one thing I will not ever be in my life is make excuses for a guy just because I thought he was going to win. JJ, Terrence Crawford went in there and put on the best performance I probably ever seen in my lifetime, JJ, against a top guy like that. He went in there and put on the JJ. When I tell you, in my household, every one of our mouths was open wide, JJ.
Oh my!
Looking at that fight, JJ, it was simply amazing. And shout out to my dog E Thriller, the Black Picasso, because what Terrence Crawford did that night, it was a perfect Picasso painting he did on Earl the Truth Spence Jr.
Facts, bro. Facts. Let's check out these comments before we move on to our last category. If he goes after him, it'll be good. 3 division now.
Okay, serious, Jay.
Oh, sorry. I'm just pulling up. I think these people are just chatting back and forth. We can't forget the beatdown. Anyway, put on Fulton as an honorable mention. Absolutely. Again, we each pick one, but that Fulton anyway beatdown, that was the same week as Spence Crawford. So yeah, obviously you can't sit on that. But yeah, let's keep it moving, dude. We are moving to our final category. Let me get this up. Final category for Fighter of the Year. Again, super difficult, dog. Super difficult because boxing was a treat this year. But let's go ahead and talk about who takes the Golden Bucket for the 2023 Fighter of the Year. Now, yay, the monster Inoue. Holy smokes. This is the reason we had to wait so late. We wanted to see what this guy had at the last week of boxing. But, dog, two-time undisputed now. He joins the likes of Clarissa Shields and Terrence Crawford. The guy won undisputed just a year ago, 12 months ago at 118. Moves up to 122. Demolishes Steph Fulton, who everybody thought was going to give him fits. Wiped the floor with him. Takes 2 belts. And then fights this week after Christmas for the last 2 belts against Tapales to secure his undisputed at a 2nd division, moving up in weight. Did it in a year, bro. How can you not pick the monster?
Yeah, this was easy. You know, everybody wants to sit up here and talk about Terrence Crawford this and Terrence Crawford that. Y'all need to stop. Just like JJ said earlier, all right, Terrence Crawford only fought 1 time this year. It was no comparison to what the monster did this year. And JJ, correct me if I'm wrong. This guy hasn't lost a round in 12 months.
Dog, I don't think he's lost a round since. If you look at his fights, you might be able to say Tapales got 1 round, but it wasn't. It was one of those rounds where Inoue was just kind of studying. But his last time he really lost a round was against Donaire, bro, because he don't lose rounds. And then you can say same for Bud this year, and you can, you know what I mean. But
1 fight though,
1 fight for sure. So no, what Inoue's done and the amount of time he's doing and the way he's continuing to set up fights, like that's the difference maker.
Yeah, best fighter in the world.
Best fighter in the
world. Best fighter in the world. Clear cut, no debate. I know everybody want to talk about Terrence Crawford, this and that. You know, like you can't fight 1 time a year and be considered the pound for pound best. You have to be able to fight a couple of times a year at least to be considered pound for pound best. Inoue is doing that. And not only is he doing that in dominating fashion. It's nobody I could see who is better than this guy, JJ. Nobody. And that's clear cut. Yeah. No debate.
And I'll say this, like, you know, after Crawford, you know, after he busted that big giant, busted that nut in July, we don't know when he's fighting next. We don't know who he's fighting next. You know, obviously the Errol hiccup with the contract being a rematch, but we don't really know when, where, all that. With Inoue, what I love about it, he beat Fulton. Boom, we're fighting Tapales. He beat Tapales. They're already talking about fighting Neary. Like, it's just, let's line them up and keep it going. For that, for what he's done in the ring and how he continues to fight and give the fans what they want. Dude, he's Japan's biggest superstar. We may not see it because it's on the other side of the world, but he's a superstar. He's continuing to fight. He's not doing these media tours after he wins the fight. He's staying to business. And for that, Inoue is the spit bucket, Golden Bucket winner for Fighter of the Year, dog. The man is a monster. I get the Terrence Crawford discussion. That man is a monster. But yeah, salute to Inoue, much deserving Golden Bucket winner, Fighter of the Year, dog. You want to hit your honorable mention? Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, hey, once again, this is Devin Haney show, baby.
Devin
Haney is my honorable mention for 2023. Man, this was tough for me, man, because Devin Haney did the unthinkable this year, just like Inoue did, you know. But it's just Inoue did it in more incredible fashion. That's why I had to tip my cap to Inoue. But what Devin Haney did this year, ladies and gentlemen, what he did, and JJ, how he set the standard. And look, JJ, this is the standard for young fighters coming up in the game. Not the old young fighters, and no need to mention the name. Not the old young fighters. He set the standard for the young fighters of the new era, where he's showing if you want what you want, you got to do what you do to get where you want to be. And as the years went on, Devin Haney have kept elevating and did that. And in 2023, with beating Lomachenko, then coming and beating the hell out of Regis Prograis. I'm being nice when I say that, because that was a ass whipping, JJ. Like, that was my honorable mention for 2023.
And it's hard to argue against, bro. And the only reason that he didn't have my vote for the actual one when we sat down and discussed it is again, Bud probably hasn't lost a round this year. Inoue hasn't lost a round. And yeah, Dev got away with that close fight against Loma. Again, that's Lomachenko. We know that guy's an excellent boxer. But just too much controversy for me in that first decision. But it doesn't take away anything Haney did. I just went on a rant about how incredible that Regis performance was. So salute to Haney. Again, my honorable mention for fighter of the year, I know it was just once, and I know we discussed it, but what Terrence Crawford did was incredible. And I get like this was a 5-year in the making fight, you know. So yeah, he only fought once, and then he fought in December, that Avanesian fight. Ultimately was a tune-up fight, and yeah, he got a lot of heat for it, but Errol should have been taking tune-up fight. We see that activity matter, but Crawford had the stage of the year, and he put on the performance of the year, and the guy, to me, 1-2, 2-1, however you want to put pound for pound to him in any way, I don't care. It's just that activity is probably what was hurting him, but hell of a fight, hell of a performance. Bud Crawford continues to show why he's so damn respected, bro, but salute to Bud on that.
Yeah, and look, I concur.
Yeah.
Because that ass whooping was like 3 ass whoopings. Remember when he told Earl Spence it was gonna be 3 ninjas around him?
Yeah.
So that fight, it seemed like 3 ass whoopings. And I say this respectfully. There's no disrespect to Earl Spence, but that seemed like 3 ass whippings he put on this year. That's how remarkable that performance was that Terrence Crawford did, bro. That dude right there is one of the greatest of all time. And you know what? I'm happy for Terrence Crawford. You know, I'm happy, you know, that he had his moment. I'm happy, like he said, I want everybody just to respect me now and put some respect on my name. And Terrence Crawford, I'm putting all the respect on your name, sir. You earned it, deserved it in a sensational fashion.
Facts, dog. Facts. Salute to Bud. Salute to all of these guys this year, bro. Like we were spoiled this year, and I'm hoping these guys keep it going 2024, dog. The guys and the ladies, like they're fighting each other. So one more time, shout out to Inoue for Fighter of the Year from Golden Boy. For the Golden Bucket. I'm thinking Golden Boy right now. Let me hit these comments real quick. Mosquito Spray says Dark Horse honorable mention could be Benavidez. Facts.
Yep.
Ran through Plant and ran through Andrade. Yep. No titles involved, but top-notch guys. He dominated.
We thought about Benavidez.
100% he was in the mix.
He was in the mix.
And at the end of the day, dog, Benavidez really hasn't lost his belts. He beat himself. So Benavidez is right there in the mix, dog. Let's talk boxing. Bam Rodriguez again. You know, we're going to talk about our pound for pound list on our next episode. We got our pound for pound coming, but Bam's making some waves, and I fully expect Bam to be in all of these discussions next year. The guy's fighting everybody they put in front of him. I said it. Podcast said blasphemous. What said? I don't know what he was talking about.
Talking about Inoue probably being.
The that's right. We heard. I forgot what the blood buddies were.
Shout out to my dog E3, the Black Buck. That's him.
hey, E3, we gave him the performance of the year, dog. Come on, man. Come on, dog. And Correa had to give Bomac the coach of the year. Come on. But man, that's it, Correa. That's our 2023 Golden Bucket Awards, dog. It's fun. It's always fun giving and narrowing down these winners, especially when it's 2 of us. You know, we have to negotiate and compromise. But Correa, what a year of boxing, man. I appreciate you and all the good stuff, dude.
Hey, yeah, what a year, man. Shout out to everybody, man, who been supporting the Spear Bucket podcast this year. We have elevated and look more forward to elevate in 2024. Just to let everybody know, like JJ made a post yesterday. Everybody know I have a little baby. JJ have a little a precious princess on the way. And what we're doing is we can't be at everything no more, right? So we're looking for people, you know, who want to be a part of this TSB media and, you know, go to these fights around the world. So if you guys are interested, hit us up on
email us.
Email us at the Spearbucket Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
And so, yeah, we're trying to expand, and we know it's a lot of people, you know, who trying to expand y'all business, and this is an opportunity for growth for y'all, too, if y'all actually want to be in the fields in the future doing your own thing. We all about opportunity, but, you know, we're looking for some people, you know, who could start off with us, and, you know, eventually we do understand, you know, that it's going to be opportunity for y'all to grow, and that's what we're in the business for, of people helping us grow, and we help the other people's grow. So if it's anybody from the 214 to across the pond who interested in covering these fights, some of these fights for us in 2024, some that we're not going to be able to make, it's going to be a lot of them. You know, make sure y'all hit the Spit Bucket Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, sir. So just piggyback on that, and shout out to JSG who said, "Can y'all talk about being part of TSB Media and live fights?" We did make that post yesterday on a Facebook post. Look, if you're interested, tell us where you're from. Tell us what states you can travel to, because we want to have regional correspondence at the end of the day. So if you're interested in getting your feet wet and getting started, shoot us an email. That's first and last name. Give us your phone number. Let us know how long you've been watching boxing. Just kind of give us a summary of what you look in the sport, what your goals are. You know, like I said, Corey and I want to see people grow and start their own brand and their own channels. Let's just keep that communication back and forth. But email us, get in touch, and we'll see if we can get y'all into these fights. Keep in mind, for the foreseeable future, like I said on that post, we won't be covering any of the travel expenses or anything like that. We're just going to get you into the fight. That's why we said make sure it's somewhere close to home. That way it's not such a strain on your financial situation. But man, getting into those fights is fun. Asking those questions is fun. Getting right here. So we love to grow with you guys.
Yeah, because understand, you know, me and JJ once was there where a lot of people trying to get, right? And if you're trying to, you know, get somewhere, you know, everybody know you have to crawl before you walk. And this is y'all opportunity, of the guys who've been wanting to get at these fights, been wanting to make their name and, you know, brand themselves. This is the opportunity. So, like I said, hit us up at the Spit Bucket Podcast at gmail.com if you have any interest in being a part of our team in 2024.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we roll out, dog, let's just hit these. Driller saying that ain't good enough. The awards we gave Bud. And of course, what about the stinker of the year performance? We try to keep it positive. That's why we didn't have like robbery of the year. But hands down, the stinker of the decade, that Shakur Stevenson fight was, don't fight on Thursdays. Let's Talk Boxing says comeback fighter of the year. I would probably give that to Teofimo if it was one of our categories. Mario Barrios had a good year, but anyway. But all right, Corey, we got some football tonight. You want to hit the Cowboys prediction real quick?
Hey, JJ, this is a special night for us, JJ. Because look, JJ, nobody pondered this could ever happen, JJ. Listen, the fallout. They tried to make light of it over the years, but JJ, with everybody in Dallas, Fort Worth area, Metroplex, we really knew what was going on. We never pondered, or this never came of a thought, or this being reality to us, that our best coach, second best coach, as some people will say, of all time, it's either Landry and it's either Jimmy Johnson. But in our era, our best coach, Jimmy Johnson, because I wasn't living in the Tom Landry era. So Jimmy Johnson is the best coach I ever seen for the Cowboys. And what he delivered in bringing them 2 Super Bowls to the Cowboys, you know, that was remarkable, especially coming straight from college and doing that, JJ. We never thought we'll see him get in the Ring of Honor after all the backlash him and Jerry Jones had. JJ, this is a special night tonight for all the Dallas Cowboys fans who came up in that Jimmy Johnson era.
Facts, bro. And hopefully it gets rid of that damn curse. I feel like we're cursed. Yeah. And maybe Jerry finally putting his pride aside and putting that Jimmy Johnson up on the Ring of Honor, finally going to break that curse. But, yeah, we see Cowboys-Lions tonight, special Saturday night football. Hopefully Dallas can secure a good spot for the playoffs. We'll see what happens. They keep shit in the bed when we need them to win.
And we might have an exclusive. I'm not too sure. But and you, we might have a super exclusive today. Like, I ain't finna, you know, it ain't for sure yet. But it's a strong, you know how you playing spades and they say I got 4 books in the possible. So it's a strong possible, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all understand what spades mean, that we'll have a big time guest today, live and in effect.
Yep. So we'll check it out. But anyway, Corey, great show, great year, great golden buckets. Second time we've done them. It feels great. Let's get ready for 2024. Our first episode next year is going to be us talking about our pound for pound list for the new year going into 2024. So you guys joining us, please like, please subscribe, please tell your friends. Guys, just show us some love because we're here for you guys, for the boxing community, and we just want to share our love. So thanks to everybody this year for an amazing year. We're coming back bigger, better, and badder next year. So we can't wait, man. But Corey, have a wonderful Saturday. I might see you later today. We'll see how that goes. If not, if not, Happy New Year, bro. Tell the family hello. Big hug, man. And let's go.
Let's go. Salute.
Take it easy, dog.
This is JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA. Mr. Lee Boys can't touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast.